Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, and what is the first video of 2021. So a big happy new year from me and little Victor. So for this video I thought I'd take the chance to talk you guys through the goals that we achieved in 2020, as well as the goals that we've set ourselves for 2021. Now the 4 targets that I'd set myself for the year just gone, or the past 12 months, does not include this unbelievable beard that I've managed to grow. It's coming through nicely. But it was a front lever, a 1-arm pull-up, a sub 5-minute mile, and 100 kilos on the bench press. Now, unfortunately, in the UK, we are starting 2021 in another lockdown, typical. So, with that being the case, it does mean that all the walls and leisure facilities are currently closed, which was also the case for a large portion of 2020 as well. Now, of the 4 targets, unfortunately, I only managed to tick 2. So we'll start with the front lever. Now, at the start of the first lockdown, so like March of 2020, I was fully committed to getting the front lever. I literally dedicated all of my training time to it. And as you can see, I did achieve it within 47 days, which I was quite surprised by, to be honest with you. I'll put the video link above for anybody who wants to watch it and see what training I used. The next thing on the list that I wanted to try and tick was the 1-arm pull-up. To be honest with you, that's not just been a goal for 2020. I've been wanting to do one of those for quite a while, but never had any success. Despite being the strongest I've probably ever been since I started climbing and doing sort of calisthenics work, I'd been training relentlessly on my lock-off strength, my negatives, I've been doing 1-arm shrugs, everything just to try and get the 1-arm pull-up done. I even managed a 60 kg weighted pull-up, which was a massive surprise to myself as well. Hopefully this year will be the year. So not after the best start with the lockdown. Also, if you can do a 1-arm pull-up, or you have been able to do one, if you have any recommendations for exercises I can do to learn that bottom half of the pull, then please do drop me in the comments down below, because I'd really like to try them, because everything I've tried so far just has not worked. The third exercise on my list of goals was a 100 kilo bench press. The highest I'd managed prior to setting this target was about 80 kilos, so I had to put 20 on that. Progress was going pretty good at the start of the year, so I was progressing quite nicely. However, lockdown started in March and gyms were closed, so pretty much no bench pressing. Obviously, I was still training chest, I was doing press-ups, weight press-ups, all that sort of stuff. The good news was though, it was about October, November time, my luck changed. I managed to install a home gym in my garage, and it allowed me to get back on the training for the bench press. And not only did I achieve the 100 kilos that I'd set myself the target for, I'd also managed to rep it for 5 reps, which can't really ask for more than that. So target going into 2021 now, I'm going to be looking for 300 pounds, which I think works out to 139 kilos. So that is the new target. So we'll see how we get on with that one. Feeling quite confident I could achieve it, because I did manage to push 110 the other day. So I'm already making steps towards that one. The last thing I wanted to achieve was a sub 5-minute mile, which was probably the one that I wanted the most out of the 4. Now, I only really started this climbing channel a year or 2 ago, when my main sport or priority was literally just climbing. However, back in my younger days, I was a track runner, and when I was about 15, 16, I ran a 502, no, it was either 502 or 504 mile on the track, and never really tried it again since then. So I thought I'd set myself the target of sub 5 minutes and see if I can do it over 10 years later, and also 4 stone heavier as well. So that was one of the main differences. Back then I weighed about 9.5, just under 10 stone maybe, and now I'm pushing 14.5. So yeah, again, quite a bit of weight between now and then. But I started training for it in about April time, and I'm not going to lie, training was going great. The only downside was, because all leisure facilities were closed, I didn't have any track to train on, so I was constantly training on the concrete. But after 3 months of training, so let's say I started in April, and it was June, July, I managed to clock a 5:17 on the roads as well. So I thought, oh, if I take it out of the track, I might knock a few seconds off, get a bit closer to the 5 minutes. However, not long after running that rep, unfortunately I did injure my calf, which kept me out of training for a good 6 weeks. It was like 6 to 8 weeks, and then I did try and come back, did too much too soon, and then sort of the injury came back, which caused me to take another 3-4 weeks. So it's not been great in that respect. I think if it wasn't for the injury, the sub 5 minutes would have definitely went, which is why it was so disappointing when I didn't get it. However, what that means is it now becomes a target for 2021. What I'm going to try and do this year, as well, I thought it would be cool, is in the same day is aim to run a sub 5-minute mile, bench press the 300 pounds, as well as climb a 7C on the moon board. I thought if you can get 3 in one day, I think that's like a really good combo, and it like gives you a nice variation of exercise and sports. But we'll call it a wrap on today's video. If you guys have got any goals yourself for the year coming, or anything you achieved last year, please drop them in the comments down below. I'd love to hear it. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye for now. Thanks for watching.